And when you see that the majority of the people in these boats are children, babies, and women who have been...
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Where are the women and children? Are these people vetted migrants? Are they documented migrants? They're not. I care very much when women and children are raped and murdered in Britain.
Look, there's north of 1.2 million people here in this country illegally already. They are crossing the channel illegally at record numbers, right?
And this threat is very, very real. We do not agree that in Poland, as in Western Europe, after dark, women should not feel safe leaving their apartments or their homes. If you don't believe it, just look. 4 people injured, 9 arrested. That's the preliminary toll from a knife fight involving 20 Afghans. It happened last Saturday in Belgium. On the night of July 7th in Italy, a 25-year-old Egyptian armed with a knife caused panic on the street. Meanwhile, 42-year-old Shadi A took the stand in Germany. The Syrian set 2 houses on fire, drove a van into 2 stores, and attacked people with a machete. He shouted Allahu Akbar. He injured 37 random people, including 10 children. The recent tragic events, the murder of a young Polish woman from Toruń and the killing of a Polish man in Nowe, have also caused Poles to want to stop mass immigration.
In the UK, the situation is even more dire, with daily occurrences of violent bashings and stabbings by migrant groups on innocent local victims. Knife crime is at an all-time high, with people being randomly targeted on the streets.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Give the play back to me, I'm cheering again. Let's go! Let's go! You're not going to use the play. You're not going to use the play. You're not going to use the play.
But today, Islamists want Sharia courts and dream of Sharia law in Britain. Blasphemy laws are being pushed under the guise of hate speech, and here in the UK you can get fined by our judiciary for insulting the institution of Islam. Grooming gang scandals are covered up and silenced for decades out of fear of offending communities and not disrupting community cohesion.
You know, people say, oh, the rape gang scandal, it's over. Others say, well, it's still going on. And you think, oh, my God. Well, it's clearly still going on, as I say, at scale. Just to reiterate those numbers, Greater Manchester Police are currently investigating more than 1,000 more rape gang suspects, and these are stories being told by 714 more alleged victims. And just to make sure that you're aware of the scale of this, I'm sure you all are, but there are estimated in total to be 250,000 victims of this scourge.
It wasn't just abuse, it was hideous torture. For those of us who actually know what has gone on, it's almost as though the country should stop and we should make this the biggest priority to sort out.
Yes or no? No, it's crime call.
It's all been done, mate. It's all in
yes or no?
That was a while ago.
Yeah, from here, thank you.
From here, buddy.
What happened 2 weeks ago?
I have no idea.
Tell me, can someone put it up, please?
Rashid Al-Wiley.
There's a disproportionate of people assaulting and raping our children from this fucking hotel, and it needs to stop. There's a disproportionate of assaults coming from this hotel that's been noted, okay? It's not any of the other hotels, it's this hotel in particular. You're following them around, they're walking around and they're assaulting our children. We want something done about it.
The Irish are also protesting more and more forcefully against mass migration. This is one of the Irish protests against the construction of another centre for illegal migrants. Local residents clashed with the police. The Spaniards also clashed with the police after an illegal immigrant raped a young woman and then forced her to take a selfie with him. The Greeks are also looking for ideas for mass deportation of immigrants. And this is a recording of a young Canadian woman in Barcelona. A procession of Pakistani Islamists passed under the balcony of her apartment, frightening and shocking the tourist. All this is causing a radical increase in support for a referendum on stopping mass immigration. A poll for Rzeczpospolita shows that almost 3 out of 4 Poles would take part in such a vote. More than 500,000 Poles have already signed the Law and Justice Party's motion on the issue.
France is also in a migration mess, with violence running rampant in the streets, like at the Fête de la Musique last month, where hundreds of young people were stabbed with syringes and property set alight. And in a shock move, French reports indicate that France is now giving all Palestinians in Gaza the opportunity to apply for asylum. This commentator revealed the news, saying a French court has ruled that all people from Gaza can apply for asylum in France. That is 2.1 million people that can come to Europe. Not only that, because of freedom of movement, they could potentially travel anywhere in the EU once inside France. Sounds like a bad idea. And whilst the leaders of Europe refuse to do anything, the people have taken things into their own hands to send a message that this will not be tolerated.
¡Ya que defenderla! ¡Esa es nuestra tierra! ¡Ya que